What's going on, everyone? This is Kendrick Diggs here, calling out, telling you about the Mr. McMahon review. As Netflix did a Mr. McMahon docu-series chronologizing the life and times of Vince McMahon, the former head of WWE, his life story on how he became from a kid growing up in North Carolina, a trailer, being the head of WWE, and now the disgrace former owner of the WWE with this Janelle Grant lawsuit that's going on around SA. We'll get to it coming up on the episode. We'll start with the first episode, episode 1. Here on the Pro Wrestling Show presents the Mr. McMahon Review, episode 1 special. It starts right now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. I'm your host, as always, Kendrick Diggs here. Glad you can join us here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Join in the conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe and share. Tell a friend. Call a friend. Hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing here on the Pro Wrestling Show. This is a Pro Wrestling Show special as we chronicle the life of Miss McMahon of a review of episode 1 of me watching episode 1. And I'm going to watch all the episodes until we get to episode 6. We're going to have a review of each. Couldn't cram all of them up in one big special. We had to do it one by one during one episode. So it was amazing. Let's get to what's going on right now. We start with Miss McMahon starting off in the background with various wrestlers, including Hulk Hogan, The Rock, Triple H, John Cena, Trish Stratus, Ric Flair, you name it. Vince McMahon was the center of the subject, and he became the subject of controversy. Vince McMahon, you can say way back started out in the wrestling business in the early 70s. Vince McMahon had his finger at the pulse, but he wanted to learn from his dad, who was then the head of the WWE, Vincent J. McMahon, learned the secrets and how Vincent J. McMahon would create stars of tomorrow, including stars like Bruno Sammartino, who was really his long-term champion, and Vince McMahon Sr. promoted him to the max. I think that's what Vince McMahon wanted to do. But as we saw, Vince was learning the ropes of business, learn the ropes of the business, the marketing, including how to put a match together, how to strategize a match, how to enhance the crowd. I think Vince kind of learned that from his dad. He took each and every bit of it as he learned. Now, way back when in those days, you couldn't compete nationally. You had to compete in your own region. And you can tell right here, this is a map right here of all the regions. And you see right here, the WWE was right in the northeastern district region. You see the Mid-Atlantic region, Jim Crockett. You saw Continental Wrestling in Alabama, Georgia, Jim Barnett, Florida, Eddie Graham, Memphis, Jerry Jarrett, Mid-America. We get an idea, AWA, Vern Gagne, World Class Fritz. So you get an idea of, it was a lot of wrestling promotions throughout each region or territory, or they like to say states. I look at it do state by state. So you can tell right here on who had a big hold on the territories and stuff. So Vince McMahon was really listening and learning from his dad. His dad taught him, hey, don't compete against others, work together. And I think his dad did so with a couple other folks in the NWA. His dad was, I think, one of the board of directors in the NWA. So he swore he would never compete against anyone under that NWA banner. And I think that his dad had that mindset until he later passed. Vince, on the other hand, wanted to learn and wanted to grow the business. He wanted to take the business and go national with it and do this expansion by taking all the territory stars, which sometimes you can do and sometimes you do. how that's go down and stuff. So I think learning from Vince, Vince kind of got a strong suit, or got a kind of business sense. He even later mentioned throughout the episode, he was he was playing, he was willing to play with others, but he wanted to do things his own way. I think that was Vince McMahon did, and I think Vince learned from his father that. Well, Vince said that he knew his father was going to sell the business, not to him. So Vince McMahon made an arrangement with his dad that, hey, if I buy the business, you can do me in installments and stuff with your partners, and if I can't pay the installments on time, then your partners get the money, and I just didn't get the business as I thought I would. But I think Vince McMahon made it clear that at that final installment, Mr. McMahon Sr. and his partners were a little bit worried, concerned that Vince did pay them, and Vince did manage to get everything he could, and he did so by by winning the business and winning the control of the WWE, then known as the WWF at the time. So Vince McMahon kind of brought the business under his father. So Vince McMahon decided to compete. He competed across the globe, across the world. He got all the talent. He got the Junkyard Dog. He had even got Hulk Hogan right here. We'll get to the WrestleMania one in a minute, but he got Hulk Hogan. He was looking at first Dusty Rhodes. Dusty Rhodes didn't. He was looking for a star with charisma, athleticism. He thought he had with Dusty Rhodes. Dusty didn't want to make that commitment. He didn't think Vince was going to be committed to him too much. So Vince decided to go elsewhere and got Hulk Hogan. And Hulk Hogan was the man of the hour, the man with the power. And the Hulkster did so, and the Hulkster became Vince's top choice. Vince was content. So he didn't want Bob Backlund. He wanted to get rid of the old guard, which was his dad's old champion, Bob Backlund, and put the championship on Hulk Hogan. So what they did was Vince decided that, hey, like you're gonna have a filler. Iron Sheik was gonna be the transitional champion to defeat Bob Backlund and win the WWE championship. And Bob Backlund was near say gone. But you gotta wonder what would happen if Bob Backlund did snap like he did 10 years ago, 10 years later. He snapped at Bret Hart. But I think they will enjoy that bit. But Hulk Hogan became the WWE champion, and Hulk Hogan soared to new heights and stuff. So this will be brought to WrestleMania. Hulk Hogan decides to add his name to WrestleMania, but they needed a boost, and they got the boost with Cyndi Lauper. Cyndi Lauper was a pop singer, a pop musician, and she was building reputation and growth on MTV with their rise to prominence. Cyndi Lauper helped WWE along with MTV. They both build each other, helped each other out with brands to get their name out there and the name recognition, and it worked. Cyndi Lauper helped WWE propel themselves right now as a powerhouse and stuff in the world of pop culture. And we know Cyndi Lauper helped them. So Cyndi Lauper kind of introduced the music fans to wrestling. The wrestling fans were more enthralled. So Cyndi Lauper got offered a chance to be participating in WrestleMania. Cyndi Lauper chose Wendy Richter as the same way as Cyndi Lauper and Captain Lou. Captain Lou, um, who Captain Lou had got? Captain Lou got Leilani Kai, and Captain Lou and Leilani Kai lost to Wendy Richter and Cyndi Lauper back for the women's championship. Cyndi Lauper helped Wendy Richter win the WWE Women's Championship. So it kind of helped odds and stuff with that. But Cyndi Lauper helped propel the wrestling business and stuff to WrestleMania. So WrestleMania was that pop culture phenomenon. Muhammad Ali, Liberace dancing, Mr. T, Andre the Giant taking on Big John Studd in a $10,000 body slam match. Who in the world? $10,000 a lot of money, and still a lot of money today. But back in those days, Andre the Giant and Big John Studd battled each other to claim who was the true giant of WWE, and they had a $10,000 match to see who's gonna buy slam who. Wendy Richter got the help and assist from Cyndi Lauper for the women's title. Uh, Will Rachi, Mr. T, Roddy Piper, and Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. Man, a lot of these WrestleMania people from WrestleMania 1 no longer with us. But they made an incredible impact at WrestleMania 1 to kick things off with Hulk Hogan. You see right here, this cover right here, Hulk Hogan on the cover, alongside Muhammad Ali, boxing great. Uh, Hulk Hogan left it like that out there, and Hulk Hogan became the face of WWE as his champion and as the face of the brand. Well, Hulk Hogan also did get in the center of controversy throughout the McMahon. Richard Bells is no longer with us. I think he died a couple of years ago. Hulk Hogan was a guest on his show when Hogan was promoting WrestleMania. Hogan accidentally, Richard Belzer wanted to see was it real. Hulk Hogan put Richard Belzer in the chokehold. I don't know why he did that, but Belzer felt a little bit at ease. Belzer tried to figure what was next for him. Belzer got choked out, and Belzer decided to sue WWE in the holster for unlimited for about what undisclosed amount for suing, but they let her settle in court. That was one of the false finishes that Miss McMahon would endure as he was head of WWE. McMahon did so coming up as well. So McMahon led the primrose path on that with Hogan getting too out of control with that. Also, too, we also not to forget to mention this. Dr. David Schultz, he was an outlaw wrestler back in his day. Dr. David Schultz did the same to David, got his name, David from 2020, John Stossel. That's what David John Stossel. He did the same to John Stossel. Stossel heaving the wrath too. Stossel decided that he wanted to sue WWE as well. Stossel sued as well and got paid for it by lawsuit settlement. That's one thing Vince McMahon learned not to do. Sometimes these wrestlers and stuff can get a little bit out of hand, and you got to tell these wrestlers like, "Hey, you got to be a little soft, man. You got to be a little soft on the reporters. We trying to get them to report. We ain't trying to get them to tear us down and get down to the, you know what." So I think Vince learned his lesson on that, and we kind of went through the show with that. Vince kind of said, "Okay, well, we ain't gonna do that again with these wrestlers." Now they're gonna get to episode 2. I think episode 2 is gonna show the steroid trial, and many people were whether or not where steroids were rampant in the WWE, what was going on in WWE. They'll lead to episode 2, so we'll stay with us here on the Pro Wrestling Show on episode 2, a continuation when we dropped episode 2. So I mean, this is a goody for you, a special on the Miss McMahon Netflix special DVD, not DVD, but docu-series that Vince McMahon clearly made a comment recently saying right here, "I do not regret participating in Netflix documentary," but it just, he was talking about there's two sides to each story. He wants folks to keep an open mind to what's going on. So it was a lot going on with that. So Vince kind of telling it like it is to in his own stand of delusion is grand. So I'm assuming this is not for. I'm surprised Vince ain't sued him yet. I don't know if Vince didn't know what was going on or how it went down, but we'll see. We say thank you for watching this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show special episode 1 of the Vince McMahon, Miss McMahon DVD. Docu series. I'm so used to saying DVD, but it's docu series of Miss McMahon's life and his times of running the wrestling corporation that he did. Thank you all for watching this edition of Pro Wrestling Show special. Dick saying so long. Thank you for watching the Pro Wrestling Show. We'll see